everybody, welcome to the channel. This is Country Girl. My name is Kathy Jarvis, and today I've been working out in the bird garden, trying to get it ready for winter. Unfortunately, summer is slowly winding down, and it's soon going to be time to feed the birds for the winter. Now, I haven't been feeding them in the summer because the bird garden has plenty of phlox and bee balm and goldenrod and other plants in there that produce seeds and stuff and for the birds all summer. And also we had a thing for a while that we weren't supposed to feed birds because of this mysterious illness that was going around. So, and I usually don't feed them in the summer because I usually have raccoons. Lucky this year we had no raccoons, knock on wood. So, what I've been doing this last 2 days is cleaning up the bird garden and getting things ready for winter. So I'll take you around and show you what I've been doing. Okay, the first thing I did was clean the paths, get all the weeds out of it. I went and I cleaned my different stepping stones. Now, if you don't know, this is my meditation garden, and I made each one of these stones myself. They're all free design, my own design, and they each have a meaning. Like the far here is to remind me that no matter how hard life gets, we go through trials and tribulations, and if we keep our eyes on God, we'll continue to make it through. And this one is the footsteps, follow in his footsteps. This is my lighthouse. He's the light of the world. Follow the beacon. The butterfly represents that we all have problems in our life. We start out young as little caterpillars and stuff, and we morph and change into a butterfly. And there's changes in the life, and things will happen. And we gotta remember that these are all God's plan. The next one is my praying hands to remind me to pray each day. The crown of thorns. This was actually the hardest one to make because I couldn't get the thorns right, and I didn't want to put Jesus' head in here because we do walk on these stones, and I do not want to walk on Jesus. So I had to just do the crown. This was the first one I made. Not my best. It was a learning experience. But it's a sunflower. It's hard to see now that it's gotten older. But it represents the fact that we sow seeds wherever we go, and sometimes, hopefully, they bloom. The ear is to listen, and that's especially important out here. This is a meditation garden. I want to sit out here and I want to actually listen to the sounds. I want to hear the rustle of the wind as it blows through the trees. I want to hear the birds chirping, the bees buzzing, even the plane above me right now. My next one was the lamb, just saying that he's the lamb, and that we need to follow him. My anchor. When seas gets rough, he's the anchor that holds us steady. My other one is the eye, to remember that he's always watching us and guiding us. And the last one is the cross. So keep your eye on the cross and continue to follow. So as you can see, I got the path completely cleaned off. I left the bee balm and the phlox in here, even though they're dried up. But I did it, and the hollyhock. I did it so these seeds can mature and self-seed themselves. I did take out all the goldenrod because they are a weed, and I really do not want a bunch of weeds in here. So I took them out while they were still blooming but starting to dry out before they could drop their seeds. And I cut back the roses so that we can, I need to cut this one back, but so we can walk through it now. Now, the next thing I did today was I took all the feeders off. And my next job will be to take the birdhouses down and clean them. But that's another day, that's not today. Today we're going to talk about the bird feeders. Now, see, I've been quite busy back here. I had a bunch of seed trays that I got from Home Depot. They just throw these things away when they're done with them. And I find that they're really good for using as seed trays. These smaller rooted veggies like lettuce and stuff can just be put into these directly. And you can also use them inside of other trays because they do have holes in them. You can fill them with those little peat pots and stuff and put them in here. Or just put flower pots. They work really nice for out in the greenhouse, especially when you don't care if the water drips down. You can just put them on the shelves out there and water them and be done with it. But you'll notice I got a bunch of bird feeders out here in the sun. And we're going to talk about cleaning them for winter. Now, the first thing I recommend is always have an outdoor sink where you can put the water in, you can leave them soak. I wear gloves when I work with these, when I first take them down, because the birds, these are wild birds, they do carry, some of them do carry diseases and they have mites and stuff like that. I mean, they're wild animals. So I protect myself with gloves when I'm doing the initial cleaning. Now we're going to talk about some of the different bird feeders that I like and some I don't, and why. And as you can notice, if you wonder why I'm tripping over these little kittens. This one had some really bad sore eyes about a week ago, and I had to treat his eyes, and now he thinks I'm his mother. He wants to be around me all the time. He's just so thankful that he can see again. And there's another one over here that's with him. We had 5 of them all together. I managed to save 2 of them. So, better than none. Okay, let's go to some of the ones I don't like. I'm not too crazy about wooden feeders. They're hard to keep clean. They're hard to disinfect. They fall apart easily when they get wet, and they don't last very long. As you can see, most of the time the wire comes undone here, and I've tried fixing this over and over again, and it just doesn't fix. So I really don't like the wooden feeders that well. Now we go to this feeder. This isn't a bad feeder. I like it. It allows has drainage hose, so it allows the water to drain out of it. The only problem I have with it is hard to fill. You have to have a funnel to fill it. But it does, I've never had any problem with it getting clumped up with rain from rainwater and stuff. It's always been a good feeder. So I like this one. Not too crazy about this one. It's easy to fill, but you have to have larger seeds in there because otherwise they just pour right out the minute you put them in. Plus the birds go through this really fast and they waste a lot of seeds. So again, not my favorite one. And it's hard to clean down at the bottom. Let's get through the cat food here and look at another one. This is another one that I'm not really fond of. It clumps up very easy. It has no drainage hose in the bottom, so when the water gets in there, it stays and it clumps up and ruins the feed quite quickly. So that's also not my favorite. The ones that aren't my favorite are the ones I'll eventually be replacing. This one's not bad. It's easy to fill. It's got a good open here. it is hard to clean. It's hard to get in there to clean it completely. It has no drainage hose, so as you can see, the water does bunch up. I did have a lot of problems with this clumping up and having dried seed inside of it, which took a while to clean. And speaking of cleaning, what I did was I filled that sink with water and regular Dawn dishwasher, and I let them be set in there for a half hour. And then I came back with a scrub brush that I use only for the bird feeders. I don't use it for anything else. And I cleaned all the sides. Now this one, I'm thinking about trying to remedy the problem by drilling a few small holes in the bottom, and that will allow, I mean, you can see some hose, but it doesn't have any in the center area, and only a few of the hose went all the way through when they drilled them. They don't have any here that's all the way through. So I'm going to drill a few more holes in the center there, and hopefully that will solve that problem. Now, this is a good little feeder. It's easy to fill. Okay, magnetic top. It has hose in the bottom, so it allows for drainage. And I've not had any problems with this one getting water in it and clumping. And here is my last one. You'll notice it has hose on the outside, and it's supposed to has a sloping area so that it's supposed to slope down. But I had clumps in here also. So I'm thinking about, again, adding a couple hose on those slope edges, just so if the water gets in there, it can drain out. But again, this is an easy one to fill, no problem with it, and I like those type. And it locks, but I'll show you the one I really like the best. And I'll put you on the stand because I need both hands to do this one. Now, I will admit, this was an expensive feeder, but what I love about it is the fact that it comes completely apart. So you can clean it all the way through. Everything comes out. It's easy to put back together. Just get these the way you want them so the birds have a perch on them. And then just tighten down the wing nut here. And it's back together. So you can take it completely apart, clean it really well. It has screens on the bottom so the water always drips out. It has a guard here so when water hits, it doesn't go in. And you fill it on the top, put this on top of here, and tighten it up. It's by far my favorite feeder, and it's the ones that the birds actually use the most. Maybe because it's a cleaner all the time, I don't know. Now, talking about feeders, also clean your hummingbird feeders. Take them completely apart, clean them out good, and then let them dry, and then just pop them back together. Now, we're coming to the end of our hummingbird feeder season, so I'm cleaning all these and just putting them away for the winter. Also, don't forget to clean your suit cages if you have those, and let everything air dry. Now, like I said, I soak these in the Dawn dishwasher washing liquid with the water, hot water or cold water, for 30 minutes before I started scrubbing them. And then after that, I took a 10% bleach solution and dumped them in that and then I rinsed them really well, and then I let them dry, and now I'm putting them back together. I will not fill them today. I will let them dry for 24 hours before I fill them, just to make sure they're completely dry. And then I'll hang them back out onto the into the bird garden. And then as this fall, when all the flowers have died back and nothing but stems, I'll come in and I'll take all the stems out. So the only thing I'll have this winter will be the bird feeders, the bird bath, and any winter flower that I happen to have, which I don't think there's many in there. If we have a mild winter, some of them will keep blooming, but usually we don't have anything until February, and then the daffodils come up. So I hope you've learned something. Like I said, I'm going to do the bird houses next, and I will do them the same way. I will open them up. I will get the old nests out. I'll soak them in. I actually won't soak them. I'll just wash them in the soap and water. I'll repaint them if they need to be repainted for winter. And then the bird garden will be basically done until next spring, when I have to do all this over again, wash them and put them away. Either decide to feed them for the summer or put them away. So, hope you learned something. Hope you enjoyed the video. Give a thumbs up if you did. Subscribe to the channel. It doesn't cost anything. Hit the bell icon. That way you'll know when I'm on next. I usually am on Mondays and Thursdays on this channel. And I have another channel which is on Friday. So, hopefully we'll see you again tomorrow on the other channel. So, bye. Have a good day. God bless. And remember, dream big and follow that dream.